Hello, we're the Sun Pizza. My name's Adam Moniuszko and I'm the head chef and owner. And this is...
I'm Declan McCormick and I'm the co-owner and manager.
Yeah. And the Sun Pizza is a modern yet authentic take on the humble pizza. We are based in tradition, meaning we follow authentic and classical techniques and use authentic and classical ingredients. But what we do is we try to make the pizzas a little bit more inventive and a little bit more interesting. So what's the problem? Why are we here? The problem in Lancaster and in quite a lot of small towns in England is that the quality of the food is stuck in the 80s and the 90s. And you'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we came here as students, we were stuck, we didn't really have a choice. It was either greasy kebabs, Domino's, or Bella Italia. None of those really appealed to us, based on our background, but we'll get back to that in a bit. And then, so when the opportunity came about for us to open this, we thought, why not? Pizza's a really, really easy way to solve the solution because it's such an easy thing to do, it's such a hard thing to do well, which is what our aim is. And yeah, so how do we fix the problem is the question. And how we fix the problem is pretty simply by opening a pizzeria. So my background is in classical cooking. I worked in a few restaurants over the years. And Dec's background?
My background again is in Italian restaurants and pizzerias. I worked in places like this since I was around 13 and doing everything in the kitchen, pot wash at the bar, front of the house. So I've got quite a good understanding of how most of it works.
Yeah, and one thing that's really important for both of us is Dec's from Manchester and I'm from London, and we really want to bring that big city energy and that big city way of thinking and progressiveness to Lancaster. So the problem's pretty clear. The food in Lancaster isn't very nice. The solution is also pretty clear. Do the best food we can in town, and that's what we've tried to do. And the best way really we've decided to show off how we've solved the problem is by highlighting some of our reviews. So
Yes.
We've got a few on the page here. Of course, we'll include the slideshow of our little presentation. And we recommend just giving them a read, and you can really tell that people appreciate our pizza. There's one of my favourite reviews is the one from Marius here. He's one of our favourite customers, Italian fella. And he says it's the most authentic thing he's had since Italy. So, pretty happy with that. So, the market, the stats and the market. The average pizza consumer spends nearly £10,000 over the course of their life on pizza. That is, well, not a deposit for our house anymore, but
It's a year's tuition.
that's a year's tuition. That's a really nice car. That's a lot of money. And the market keeps on growing. In 2006, the average British person ate 50 grams of pizza a week, compared to 2019 statistics of 62 grams a week. So I don't like the way they've broken those numbers down, but the market's rising, and the market is predicted to be worth £3.4 billion by the end of 2022. So that's an overview of the market, the size and the potential. But speaking a bit more about competition in Lancaster, you have to split it up into two distinct markets, takeaways and restaurants. In terms of restaurants, I would say, and we would say, that there's about two others that are committed to genuinely interesting and good food where farm to table, the quality and the techniques involved are put into consideration. In terms of takeaways, there's about 25 restaurants who offer pizza for takeaway. Our main competitors are obviously the big three, Domino's, Papa John's and Pizza Hut. There is also another very renowned pizzeria in Lancaster called The Killer, and they are our main competitors. We know some of the numbers that they average, and we are hoping to, by the end of our tenure here, have about 25% of the pizza market in Lancaster. So, to get to that 25% market share, we have to talk about advertising. We've tried a few different revenues and streams of advertising. We've tried all the paid stuff on Facebook and Instagram, but that never really works. If you don't have a big enough, if you don't pay enough, you really won't get the interactions. But what we have found that really works for us is using local groups for example, Totally Local Lancaster, to promote the business. Those pages have upwards of 15,000, 20,000 members, active members, and it's free advertising. And once you get talked about on these channels, it's like wildfire. So for interacting with the local community, that's really helped us. And then to target our other demographic, students, we use Instagram. It's a much more useful tool. And since we are trying to target students, as students ourselves, it's really good to connect with individuals who are really well known on campus. They see us and they're like, all right, let's do something together. So Instagram has been really good for networking. And then for the way forward, we're going to be focusing on leafleting, because that is a proven fact. So we're currently making the leaflets. We try to do it in-house to keep costs down.
So I'm just going to take you through our revenue model. So, like Adam said before, we pride ourselves on having very affordable prices for both students, families, normal people in Lancaster. Anyone and everyone can afford our pizzas. They start as low as £6.95 and go up to just over a tenner, and that's for our special. So it's very affordable, and we try where possible to keep prices very low. And you can find us on all major delivery platforms as well, on Just Eat, Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Lancaster and Morecambe Eats, and also on our own website you can order through. We found this was having a wide range of platforms allowed us to get the most customers in, and then we can really allow customers to choose to order on what platform they're most comfortable with and they've had the best experience with.
Well, just to say, being on all of them platforms is also a really good way of getting discounts out, because the different platforms offer different discounts at different times of the week. So we get the trade from the whole week in terms of discounts and whatnot. On a Tuesday,
Wednesday, Thursday, we have happy hour on the pizzas, and we constantly run discounts and incentives for customers to come in. So I'm just going to run you through some of our finances for the first 6 months, so you can see that it is a proven business model that works and we're not just fudging it. So for the first quarter, from September to November, we had a turnover of £20,705, with a gross profit of £14,493, and we actually made a net loss of £1,344, but that was due to startup costs, buying equipment and other things.
The dough machine broke on day one.
The dough machine
broke on the first day of opening, so we had to go and buy another one, and they are hideously expensive, unfortunately.
Moving on to quarter 2, from December through February, we had a turnover of £20,304, a gross profit of £14,213, with a net profit bottom line of £2,359. It is worth noting that the numbers for December through February are very similar to the first quarter. However, we did close for 3 weeks, so in fact the growth has gone up, the numbers are going up, and we closed for renovations, hence why the figures are a little bit lower. So for the first 6 months, from September up through to February, we ended up with a turnover of £41,009, a gross profit of £28,706, and with a net bottom line of £1,014. So going into the next quarter, which started as of this week of filming this, which will be from March through till May, and I've forecasted from using current growth rates and other small independent pizzerias in Lancaster, how they performed, and partnerships we're already making with other businesses and other individuals, that these will be our figures. We'll do a turnover of £30,683, a gross profit of £21,953, and then a bottom line of £4,387, ready going into our final quarter of the year.
So, the biggest question here. We're asking for a little bit more money than has been prescribed, but we'll explain that in just a second. So we're asking for £2,354.66. Now, what are we asking for? First of all, this is our new interior. When we took over, the place was dingy, purple, and had graffiti all over the walls. So when it came to closing over Christmas, we thought we'll renovate it. We of course did it ourselves. It was a week, nearly 2 weeks of 20-hour days, coming here at 7, leaving at 3, 4 in the morning, just to get it done. But the problem now is the front of the building doesn't match the inside. As you can see, we've got this horrible purple and blue outside that we're going to fix, as well as paint. the windows and the water pressure at the front to make it nice and shiny. So what we're going to do, and £1,092 is £6 of the asking budget will be put towards new signage. So this sign here, and they're going to be a completely new refurb to match the inside, and there'll be a wooden construction on a grey scale, on a grey and white background. And we have a quote from a local small business that deals with this, and they've quoted us that number, which we will include in the presentation. We're also going to need a fridge. Unfortunately, our fridge is broken, so they're hideously expensive. Thankfully, this one's on discount from just under £3 grand to £790, and that's essential. We can't run a restaurant without a fridge, unfortunately. So this is essential. It's essential. And finally, we need some new stones for the pizza oven. So the pizza oven has obviously been used very frequently and has been used for over 10 years. So the stones have unfortunately cracked. Now, because our aim is to serve loads of really, really tasty pizza, we need an oven that can actually accommodate for that. By being able to cook on the stones, which we're not able to at the moment because they're cracked, we produce a much better quality pizza because the dough is lighter, and also much more quickly, meaning we can do more pizzas in a night. So we need 4 of them because there's 4 parts in the oven, and they come up to £115 each. So it's £462 in total. So the future, a look forward and a look back. We started this September 1st. We are in our 3rd year of uni. We're both students. Dex studies maths, I study law. So we've been doing this as a side, I always say a side quest.
I call it a part-time, full-time job.
A part-time, full-time job. This is what we do. And since then, Dex training numbers, the numbers are really, really growing, especially considering we were close for 3 weeks over Christmas. But the question is, what's next? What's next and what's after uni? Currently, we're planning to stay on, keep building it up. We know that there's a lot of potential for this sort of food and this sort of food culture in Lancaster. So we'll continue working it here, get it super busy every day. And with time, we'd like to open another place.
Yes, particularly we think in Morecambe, especially with the Eden project coming.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of new customers around and much more room for small independent businesses to grow.
It's the same problem in Morecambe, and it's probably exaggerated there. There is really, really no good food there, unfortunately. So our expansion plans are continue working on this, and hopefully potentially open another one in Morecambe. Well, that's the end. Thank you very much. If you guys would like to contact us, our email is thesunpizza@gmail.com.
You can find us on Facebook at thesunpizza, and on Instagram at again _sunpizza. If you any questions, you can drop us a message, and if you would like to check out the reviews yourself, on Google, on Facebook, TripAdvisor, we're on everything, and you can give us the reviews a look, and you can see that we are committed to making the best food in Lancaster.
Thank you.
Cheers.